Every time I think I can trust the British public, you guys prove to me time and time again why I should never trust you. Because why the hell was Tony and Shakira up there with the lowest views when there's Helena, hideaway Helena, and there's Meg that always keeps yapping? I feel like you guys don't understand the true definition of what mean girls are. Maybe because you guys are the true mean girls. Because if you can look at Meg and Helena, see what they're doing, and agree with their behaviour, then it must mean you yourself are a mean girl. So let's talk about Love Island tonight. Honestly, I started watching Love Island USA, and UK, you would never beat the allegations. USA is where it's at. That's where it's popping. That's where there's love. That's where true love. UK, you guys can't. You actually are so jarring. Anyway, we start back after the argument with Ben and Yasmin. And Yasmin, still being the queen that she is, doesn't let it get to her. And he keeps yapping. He's like, oh, look at them. That group over there, the irrelevant group, now they're all piping up. Look, that divide within the villa is insane. And then Meg and Dejon walk over to the irrelevant group. And Tony's like, oh, are we relevant enough for you guys to talk to us? That made me laugh so much. But Yasmin, fantastic. And all her little liners when she was like, well, you know, this wasn't really the climax that I expected. I was hoping for at the end of this relationship. I love her. She's just so funny. I love that she's also analysed herself. She's like, I'm an avoidant person. There was no emotional attachment. I've not lost anything. I love her. Love her. And then I found it so weird that Emily was confiding with Megan. Like, it's so crazy when, like, there's a group of mean people. Mean girls are always protected, and people never want to call them out on their behaviour because they don't want to mess up the status quo. And that was very obvious, because the fact that she was there still chatting to Megan, like, Megan didn't just steal your man and move mad, and no one has actually berated Megan for her behaviour. I find that so insane. And obviously Emily's there like, yeah, the way Connor's behaved. I'm like, girl, what about your so-called friend? Like, the fact that you're not saying anything is insane to me. Also, how can people sleep in the same bed as their op? How did Alima sleep in the same bed as Ramel? How did Yasmin sleep in the same bed as Ben? Like, I won't be able to sleep. I may just get my pillow and I may just do that, because how am I going to be in the same bed as my op, as someone who's degraded me in the case of Yasmin? Like, what? And then the next day, I think Ben was like debriefing with the boys about his behaviour, and he's like, oh yeah, the only thing that I said that was bad maybe was the irrelevant thing, that I handled myself perfectly. What world are you living in, you weirdo, you weird man? You see it the same way in US, yeah? How Yulisa was just out the next day. We didn't even hear anything about, she was just gone. I need them to do that with Ben. I need us to wake up in the morning and Ben is gone. Sunday night, I don't want to see Ben again. I never want to see that man in that villa ever again. Horrible person. It was so obvious that Helena never liked Giorgio. She just literally picked him so that she could make Harry jealous. That was literally it. And Helena, you're still a beg. Because how are you speaking to Harry saying, oh, you know, you're making right with Shakira? Like, you reek of jealousy and envy. And that is why the mean girls are like the way they are with Tony and Shakira. You guys stink of jealousy. You stink of it. You reek of it. You reek of it. Absolutely awful. Then I love that YasGBT went and took Giorgio for a chat. Brilliant. So funny. And her posture, he just kept complimenting her posture. I want to see YasGBT in person. I feel like her lungs must be so aerated, because for you to be always so, you must breathe in all the oxygen. Like, so impressive. I need to get lessons from her. I also didn't like the fact that the boys, obviously boys will, I don't even want to say boys will be boys, because then I feel like that's me enabling their behaviour. So boys are just, they forget that these girls actually have feelings. But the boys encouraging Harrison to play the field, and even Harry, I'm like, Harry, what are you doing? Like, because you know, because you're married off now, so you too, you're trying to get other people to be bad just so you can get a thrill from their behavior. I don't get this behavior of playing girls. Like, I don't think I'll ever understand it, maybe because obviously I'm not a guy, so maybe that's why I'll never get it. But I don't understand what joy you get in playing with a girl's feelings. Like, please, karma is real, and you will get your lick back. And that's why a lot of you have needed a transplant, because you've been so horrible to women in your life. They've cursed you. Like, I don't know. I don't curse no man, but some girls have cursed you. That's why you have no hairline. Like, it's crazy to me. It's honestly crazy to me. Also, Hideaway Helena strikes again. That's actually her name. Hideaway Helena. I get it. Helena doesn't owe Tony any loyalties. I get that. And Harrison is the one who should, I get it. But also, Helena is just a nasty piece of work. She always wants things that doesn't belong to her. She's just hot. I need her out that villa. Like, she doesn't even bring any drama. She just brings, every day, do you want to rip my clothes off? It just, every day, it's the same chat. She's just a pick-me. That's literally it. And, like, I love it. Shakira had clocked Harrison from the jump. That man doesn't like Tony like that, and that's why I didn't like when Tony was like being upset with Shakira, because at the end of the day, Shakira doesn't have rose tinted glasses on. She can see right through Harrison's bullshit, and Tony can't see it, and that's why she was she was literally trying to warn Tony, but Tony was too lover. It's just so obviously they kissed in the hideaway now. And they come out, and I love it. Tony was there saying, she's a sneak bitch. She's weird. And then Meg, I actually forgot how much I disliked her because we hadn't really seen her on our screen. So I forgot. And she showed me again why I don't like her and why I shouldn't like her. Because can you not see the hypocrisy in your behaviour? You're there justifying Helena for what she's done. But if anyone else did the same thing with Dejan, you were out there shouting at them and screaming. So why is it okay for Helena to move like that? But because it's a girl you don't like, you can't see where Helena's actions are wrong, and you can't just have simple empathy for someone else. And then Emily, you this girl that was crying about Connor, you're there, you can't see that Tony's literally going through the same thing, and you're there calling her weird as well. This is what I mean when people call themselves a nice girl. She's not nice. She's a beg, and she wants to be with the mean girls, and that's how she gets her way into the mean girls, by being mean as well. The divide in the villa is actually atrocious. Like, I really don't like this like group dynamic. It's like, it's weird. Get the mean girls off the screen. I'm tired of them. At least Megan is finally gone. That's great. That's fine. We need the rest of them gone as well. I don't want to see Meg. I don't want to see Helena. They are mean. I don't want to see Emily. They are mean. They are horrible. You guys need to look up the definition of mean girls, because their behaviour is mean. Yes, Tony called Helena a sneak bitch because what she did was sneaky. Like, the fact that you encouraged me, you are hyping me up on this date, and then you knew your intentions. You know that you want my man. Weird. Anyway, I just don't like the double standards. Like, why is it okay for them to move one way? It's just weird. And then Tony obviously spoke to Helen. It was so funny how she was like, Tony was having none of it. And Tony clocked her when she was just like, oh, do you really think it's going to work with a 22-year-old and a 29-year-old who lives in America? I was like, clock it. Literally, it's weird. And then Shakira obviously came for Harrison, which we love, but Meg was there saying, why is Shakira getting involved? Why is she... And then she's like, oh, she will look like a mug if Harry goes back to Helena. Harry will never go back to Helena. He will never go back to Helena. And again, you lot reek of jealousy. And I can't wait for Dejan to do you dirty, Meg, because you're on a high horse. And please, that horse is about to collapse. Trust me, because Dejan is... You think you've got a good guy. It's so funny. So funny. Anyway, then we had the votes, and UK Public showed me why you guys should not be allowed to vote for people. The girls with the fewest votes: Tony, Shakira, Megan. Why the hell were Tony and Shakira up there? The boys, Ben, Romel, at least you lot did that well, and Harry. Because clearly you lot love Helena, that's why Harry was there. And Romel's gone, thank you God. Ben, you need to go next. Megan's gone, thank you God. Megan, Helena and Emily, y'all need to go next. Anyway, let's go in the comments and talk.